Often imitated but never quite duplicated Productions presents a very special video. Well, alright, maybe not. For those of you who have been watching this channel for a while, you'll no doubt know about this, the Lenovo Thinkpad T430. And you'll know about my long history of main computers. So I won't get into the whole long history other than to say that I started with a PCXT and then moved on to a Pentium 120. Had a couple Dell Latitudes, had a couple of Toshibas. I do have a similar example of one of the Toshibas sitting over there. And then I had a custom Pentium D. I had a PowerBook G4 in there somewhere that I used off and on for a while, mostly while my main computers were in for warranty repairs. I had an Asus EPC that I used for a while. I had a Toshiba Satellite L300D that I'm pretty sure all of you are familiar with if you've been watching this channel for a while as well, because I have made so many videos about that system, and I've talked about it in so many videos, and about how much it sucked, because it sucked. And that's when I started after that one is when I started all the ThinkPad craze, and I've been getting new machines every 2 years. I think I said when I got this one, I was going to try and stretch 5 years out of it. And at the time, that seemed realistic, because, I mean, it's a ThinkPad, but come on. But the usage has taken its toll. It was a used computer to begin with. I think it was made in 2012, so it was 2 years old when I got it, and it's now 4 years old. And that's not much in the computer world, but you can see the keyboard is not really all that great, and it doesn't really work all that great either. Like this I key, let's see if I can get it to do it. That wasn't the key. That was actually the U or the O key. But the I key doesn't exactly sit on nicely. That's one problem. It's the keyboard. And really, I think that I could get something a little bit better than this. I looked at HP Elite books, I looked at Dell Latitudes, and none of them really caught my fancy. Alright, so a lot of you who are watching this video are probably going to be shaking your heads now that I've said that the keyboard I really don't like. That's right, this is actually a Lenovo Thinkpad T430. The last system before they redesigned the whole chassis. And I'm going to open this professional style with a meter lead. Oh, this is my keyboard. Yes, that's right. I just opened up the box. Meter lead. Almost absolutely. No, that's really good. That's really good. You guys see. It's not opening a package isn't very much. It's supposed to be minutes on the package. I wish I could say this was a feature. You know what this is now. So there's not much else next to say. Remove that. Let's see. I do apologize. This is not that part of the video. It's not really name for me. Look at it. I'm going to open this box. So you guys try to can't fully open the box. Just your stuff. Look at this. I guess that's a battery. Here's our power supply. I don't believe that it's changed. Nope. The power supply has not changed. We've got some important battery instructions, which the camera won't focus on. There we go. And here's the unit itself. I'm going to need 2 hands to get this out, and I already know that. Alright, so before we take a look at the computer, which as you can see has got a huge Lenovo logo on it, let's take a look at this. You know, I find it very funny that this here, actually I think this here is just a packing list, or it's well, it is a packing list, but they don't actually show this on, let me rephrase that, they don't show the computer on this list. The computer is all up there. And we can see when this was actually packaged, so it's been sitting on the shelf for a while, it looks like. Disclaimer of warranties and limitation of liability. There's that quality, we care about quality thing again. I think I pointed that out in the video and tore it to pieces. Battery notice. You can pause the video if you want to read any of that. There is a COA, something with the COA, another thing about the COA, like duh, and then the recovery program instructions. So let's have a look at the laptop itself. You'll see it looks like the typical, seriously camera? Well, anyways. It looks like a typical ThinkPad. It is a little bit lighter, and it's a little bit thinner. It does still have the nice rubberized coating on the top, though, which I find nice. I'm going to turn the camera light on, actually. Ah, that's better. Alright, so there's our cooling fan on the side. Maybe it'll make it focus a little bit better. It still has VGA. Headphone port's actually on the, what is that? The left side. There's a mini display port. Here's a first for me, 2 USB 3.0 ports. I have never, this is going to probably come as a shock to you, I have never owned a computer with USB 3.0. And I think I can only remember maybe 2 times where I've ever used USB 3.0. So that'll be a shock a little bit. It does have the, that's a SIM card slot. That's where the battery goes. Power ports. It's got always on USB on the back. Ethernet. So I'm going to have to probably do some rearranging of my computer desk. There's an express card slot, another USB port. That's USB 2.0. Kensington lock. I'm not quite sure. Oh, that's just a thing for that. There's our SD card slot and our optical drive. I'm hoping that that's the same style optical drive as the later machines. I'm not going to keep my hopes up. I wonder if something would go there, possibly. Maybe an express card slot or something. Now let's open it. This would be a shock. It's got a webcam on it. Wow. It also doesn't have the keyboard light. That's because it's got the new style keyboard. Like I said, I'm not sure I'm the world's biggest fan of the new style keyboard. I mean, it's not bad. I could probably get used to it, but it's not like the old style. In fact, it feels really plasticky, to be perfectly honest with you. The finish has changed. The finish of the laptop itself has changed. It has a fingerprint reader. Intel Core i5 vPro, Lenovo Enhanced Experience, and Windows 7, of course. I wanted to make sure that it's not going to do any of that Windows 10 bullcrap either. Alright, so let me go ahead and fire this, or I'll get the old computer out first, and then we'll fire all of this up, and get it all set up. Okay, ceremonial last shutdown. I have the monitor turned on over there. I'll see if I have to do any rearrangements. I don't think I will, though. The only one I can really see is this. I could see this being a problem. Which means I'm probably going to have to move the network switch to the back of the computer. And off it goes. Cut everything else along with it. Okay, so let me figure out all of this. Alright. I'd forgotten that as part of this, I was going to need to change these 2 drives, swap the drives between the enclosures. The reason being, you saw it, the new system does not have eSATA, which is what I was using with this. So I'm going to put this drive, because I want the higher speed, into the USB 3.0 enclosure, and this drive, which is just a lowly 300 gigabyte Velociraptor, I'm going to put that into this, because it needs it a lot less. Alright, there are our 2 drives. And now I'm going to swap them, and things will be a whole lot different than I do. Alright, and there we go. I don't know why the camera didn't focus upon starting the video like it was supposed to! If you can tell, this was a little bit annoying. I hate dealing with hard drive enclosures. They're so irritating. When I get the money, both of these are going to be replaced with decent USB 3.0 external drives. Because I'm done dealing... Well, this one might be a USB 2.0. But this one will be 3.0. I'm not dealing with these external pieces of crap anymore. Or all of these, these dumb... Okay. So I had to switch devices in order to get this video done, because the other one ran out of card space. So, let's plug it in for the very first time. Okay, we got a green light. Oh, that's just a reflection of something. Let's fire her up. Backlit keyboard, too. Got hard drives that are complaining back there, which I think is stupid, because they should have more than enough power available. I like that, when it doesn't even have time to finish the startup animation. Oh, keyboard backlight, is that on? I can turn that on. There's what the backlight looks like. It's not quite as good as the old light. Oh, it's got multiple levels of... Oh, cool. I didn't even notice that it had both. Nice. So it's got 2 levels of keyboard backlight, and then it's got the regular front light. That's what I call it. Gotta love stupidities like the thing taking a photo before it goes to switch into video mode, even though I told it to switch into video mode, not to take a photo. But anyways, all drives are here and accounted for. I had to rearrange my USB setup, thanks to USB hubs failing, as usual. So I hope that all of this is going to work and it's not going to give me issues. If it gives me issues, I'm just going to trudge forward without it, because there's no excuse for any of it. So, yeah, I think you can probably tell I'm at the end of my patience. And I'm not even done setting this up. I still need to install all my programs and stuff like that. Alright, let me do a quick test here. My video editing program. I'm skipping through some of the tests right now because I don't really think that they're the most needed things in the world. Alright, AVCHD. I'm going to change the default location because it should be here. Other, save, render. Oh yeah, that's faster. Maybe not by a large margin, but it's still better than the other system was. The other system would be struggling to do this. Alright, so I got all my programs installed now. I'm going to go ahead and reboot it and go into the BIOS. Take a look. Look at how fast that is. The old one was never that fast with all of the USB devices plugged in. You know, it will be quick, but when you were to plug in all of the USB devices, it would slow down real fast. Oh, this is a different BIOS. I'm not used to this. So let's see what have we got here. Oh, it's UEFI. Wow, that's fancy. Ooh, secure boot's off. Good. Make sure that's off. There's our system information. I should probably see about updating the BIOS on this thing. Core i5 3320, 2.6 gigahertz, 8 gigs of RAM. I don't have to do any of the kinds of upgrades to that. So, yeah, it's a Samsung SSD, but it won't tell me what it is exactly. So that's neat, but I think I'm going to cut the video off by saying I really do like the new machine. The keyboard, yeah, the keyboard's going to take a lot of getting used to, because it's just a radically different design. I can probably do it just fine. This machine seems to be louder. Uh-oh. Or updates installed. I didn't do that. I'll have to make sure that all the Get Windows 10 stuff is not on here now. I'm going to turn on the keyboard backlight, because why not, right? Looks pretty cool. I'm glad it still has the front-facing one, though. Really glad. So anyways, that's it. I'm going to have to get editing this video, so this will be the... because I actually jokingly said to somebody that there will be film at 11 about this machine, and it's about 9:30 right now. So if I want to get this out there for 11, I'd better get right on this. So I think that's going to be it. There's your look at the machine. I'll do a side-by-side comparison in another video, and I'll do all the other stuff in other videos, because you people have been asking for more computer videos. I'd like to point something else out. They did slightly change the Ultra Bay design, but my old drive will fit. I mean, it will obviously fit. It's still Serial ATA. And even if they had gotten rid of this piece, you could take those off, from what I can tell. So it wouldn't have been a big deal. So this still fits, although there's a bit of a gap now. I'm going to have to maybe deal with that with some Scotch tape or something. Find somewhere for this, and I'll put the optical drive back in the other machine. Because I'm not going to stop using the 410. I mean, I still even use the 500. In fact, the T61 is still even being used, although I'm not the one that's using it. So all of these machines are still in use. So it's not like they fall out of use when I stop using them as main computers. Alright, I think that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them down below. And this is CP666 signing off. I hope to see you next time. Till then, this will be the first video rendered on this new computer. Hope it turns out good.